You've heard their products, whether it's Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Frito-Lay, Doritos, or anything like that, you know this company. This is Pepsico. However, if you were paying attention last week, you noticed that Pepsico and the rest of the consumer staple stocks got hit particularly hard. On Thursday, Walmart came out and said that Novo Nordisk's weight loss drug, Ozempic, was making a result in what they saw in their consumers' carts. They noticed that consumers were buying fewer products and fewer calories in their carts, and Walmart attributed this to the weight loss drugs that we've been hearing so much about. Additionally, because we've had such high inflation, PepsiCo and the other consumer staples can only raise prices to a certain point. After that point, consumers will switch from the first-party brands to the third-party brands. They'll trade down to the in-store products and make it so that Pepsi's not selling as many of its products. This is a double whammy that's affecting all consumer staple stocks. However, the bet that many analysts are making is that these weight loss drugs will result in a permanent change to consumer staples like Pepsi. PepsiCo is the best in breed when it comes to consumer staples. I actually prefer it to Coca-Cola because of its diversified products. Coke only has beverages, but PepsiCo has expanded to make that snack division huge. Recently, PepsiCo also bought an interest in Celsius, the incredibly popular energy drink maker. So there's a lot going for PepsiCo. Even if these analysts are right, and these weight loss drugs make it so that people eat less. However, I don't think that thesis is true. If you've been paying attention to the development of new drugs over the years, you know that there's always some side effect that they weren't predicting. In fact, a study just came out last week that said that these drugs can cause stomach paralysis and a number of other extremely rare but extremely severe side effects. And it's also important to remember that these drugs have only been in use for 1 to 2 years. We don't know what the long-term side effects are. Whenever a miracle drug is created like this, there's always something that comes out in a couple of years. So I don't believe the thesis that this is going to be detrimental. Additionally, most people are like you and me. We enjoy eating good food. Are you really going to be happy with all food tasting like cardboard for the rest of your life? That might be true for some people, especially those that have huge health risks, but I think this thesis is overblown. So I believe in Pepsi for the long term. Also, I've been taking profits in my Pepsi position all this year as it's been reaching new all-time highs. I knew that it wasn't going to pan out. So when Pepsi started breaking down last week, I added not once, but twice. On October 2nd, I made my first buy, which added 10.16% to my allocation at $167.54. Pepsi's sell-off was so dramatic that I made a second buy on October 5th, buying 9.6% of my position at $161.06. The combination of these two buys locked in serious discounts, with the second buy locking in a 10.91% discount on shares that I sold for $180.78 back on October 26th of last year. That buy also raised my per share cost 17.19%. Up from $83.55 to $97.35. Still significantly lower than when I opened this position back in 2020 at $132.97. As always, there are no promises that this week's low will hold, so I have additional buy targets below, with my next one at $150.01. If you pull back on the chart, you can see that there are even more lower points where you might be able to add to your Pepsi position. It's always important to remember to only add in stages. Never go all in because we don't know how bad the sell-off could be. Additionally, I will take profits in my PepsiCo position, even though it's not remotely close to a full allocation size, if it tests its all-time high that it saw earlier this year. My next sell target is at $196.37, which you can see is just under its all-time high from back in May.